My name is Jay Haboneta, and I'm the co-founder of the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. 2 years ago, I was in the first TEDx Montpellier here in France, and I shared with you the story of the Yellow Boat of Hope. 4 years ago, I was in the south of the Philippines in a city called Zamboanga, and I heard of an amazing story where kids swim to school. So early in the morning, one of the girls, her name was Nadja, had to wake up, and she had to pack her school things, like the school bag, into a plastic bag, and then she would have to go for a swim. The community lived on houses on stilts, as you've seen in the video that was shown earlier. And so the kids who wanted to go to school have to wade through the water or swim, during the parts that are where there's high water. And I felt, I came from Mindanao where Zamboanga is, and I felt like I've heard of many stories where kids struggle to who struggle to go to school, kids who have to walk 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, even 10 kilometers just to get to school. In China, there are children who have to walk through cliffs to get to school. I've heard of stories where kids have to walk 3 hours, 5 hours to get to school. But here was the first time I heard of a story where kids have to swim to school. And so I was really inspired. I was shocked by the story. I remember that when I was back in grade school, I used to complain that I had to walk 10 minutes to school. We often hear of kids who skip school to go swimming, but here were kids who went swimming so that they can go to school. And so, in the Philippines, Facebook is very popular as a social media platform. And back, that night, back in the capital in Manila, I was staring at my laptop computer and I saw my Facebook account, and I just felt I needed to share the story of the kids who swim to school. And so I updated my Facebook status, and I went to sleep. The next day, I didn't realize that there would be so much support. A lot of my friends started commenting, how can we help? How can we help? And one of them immediately donated a certain amount of money, and that started the whole fundraising campaign to help these kids. Within 1 week, we had $1,600, which we believe was enough to pay for a boat. I asked my co-founder, Doc Anton Lim, to go to the community and check whether someone there can build the boat. And so we had the boat built, and 5 months after, we went to the community to turn over the very first yellow boat. You might be wondering why yellow boat. The initial community, when we saw it, they live on houses on stilts near the shore, and it sort of was a neighborhood. And so the purpose of the boat was like a school bus on water, and that's why we adopted the color yellow for the yellow school boat, because it functioned like a school bus bringing kids from their home to school, and then vice versa in the afternoon. The yellow boat, as I've shared before, it was it excited a lot of people. It got media attention. It got bloggers to write about it. But the amazing thing is, because the Philippines is 7,000 islands, we found out that there are more communities where kids have to swim to school, have to wade through the water to go to school, or have to pay exorbitant rates to get to school just because they live on a smaller island or a different island. And so we officially established the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation then to cater to these communities. To date, and I'm very grateful to TEDx Montpellier for the awareness that was created in my talk there, and for all of you who are watching today. In the last 2 years, we've been able to expand our project from one community 4 years ago to 45 communities around the Philippines. Today, we've given out 1,200 boats nationwide. We've built schools, we've built classrooms, we've built dormitories, and we've even gone into medical dental missions together with a lot of partners and volunteers who are helping us nationwide. As I've shared before, the Yellow Boat became the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation because it became a symbol of hope. I remember when I was visiting the first community that we had in Zamboanga, and we asked, when you build a new ship, when you build a new boat, you would usually, like to put a name in it. before its maiden voyage. And so we were asking the community, what should we name our boat? And everyone said, Bagong Pag-asa, which means new hope. And so all the boats now carry the name Bagong Pag-asa. And so when we were registering as a foundation, as an official organization in the country, we decided to name it Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. And I guess the hope really sailed. And that's the title of my talk. And like I shared last time, I just want to summarize what hope means to me. And I believe that, you know, in our world today, there are a lot of challenges that not only children face, but, you know, everyday common people face. And to give hope, it's very important because, you know, it's usually the last, it's usually one of our last remaining spirits that remain with us when, you know, all seems like loss, when we have challenges, when we have difficulties. And so hope for me really starts with H. It starts with harnessing your potential. And it's really about finding what you're passionate about in life. You know, even after 4 years, 5 years into the project, I feel that I've found my life's mission. And I'm excited to wake up in the morning, you know, to get out there and do things. But I'm also sometimes, you know, I stay late at night thinking about the possibilities. O is very important. It's about, you know, when you're passionate about something in life, I hope you could guess it. O is really about opening your wallet. And it starts with, you know, when you're passionate about something, you would really have to spend your own money, your own resources, your own time to make it happen. So, you know, those are the first three elements of hope. And then P, it stands for perspiring or taking action. There's a very popular saying from Albert Einstein, which goes like 1%, you know, everything in life is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. So as if everything in life, you might have found your passion in life, you might have found your purpose, your calling, and then you might have the resources. But if you're not willing to do it, it's not gonna happen. So it's very important to take action when you have an idea and like to keep learning from, you know, mistakes and failures that you encounter along the way. Lastly, that's why I continue to share the story, you know, with any audience. And I'm very thankful to the team behind TEDx Montpellier for inviting me to share our story again and, you know, to update you on what has happened in the last 2 years and as I first gave this talk here. E is about empowering others. And this is really where the challenge lies. In the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation, we have this philosophy about leadership that goes like this: a candle doesn't lose anything by lighting another candle. And for us, that's really what we're doing is about, what hope is about. It's really about developing and empowering, you know, more people out there, people like you who want to change the world, who want to make a difference in the world. Go out there and pursue those dreams or those passions that you have in life. And for me, for example, in the last 2 years, I have been invited to give a talk. Last year, TEDx Kinnaird in Pakistan. I've given a lot of talks in sharing the Yellow Boat story in the US, in Singapore, around Asia, and even in Europe. And I can't, you know, I couldn't imagine when we were starting out from the single Facebook status, from the first boat that we built, that we would one day be in a position where we're helping, you know, thousands of children and their families. And you know, it sort of really became that, you know, hope sort of sailed. So one of our favorite hashtags as an organization is hashtag Hope Sails. And, you know, that's really what it allowed us to do. I gave, this year alone, I spoke at the United Nations in New York in February. And then I also spoke to the sales employees, 1,800 of them, of Facebook at their headquarters in San Francisco. And, you know, it made me realize that sometimes little things can make a big difference. You know, from the single Facebook status to the first boat, to thousands of boats, now to schools and classrooms. And, you know, we're sort of empowering communities, but the challenge is still there. That's why we need more hope builders out there. I'm sorry that I'm not there with you today in person to share our story, but I hope you got something from this, from my sharing of our story and from the updates. Lastly, before I end, I want to share with you the operating philosophy in the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. And it goes like this. The great thing the little lamb can do, which the big sun cannot do, is give light at night. It shows us that nothing is superior by size, but by purpose. If we cannot do great things, we can surely do small things in a great way, because little things can make a big difference. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
It was one of my friends who encountered this community of seaweed farmers in a mangrove area 500 miles south of Manila, where children were basically swimming when they were going to school. That story really touched me. So I updated my Facebook status, and one of my friends challenged me. It made me think we should do something about it. So we started a mini fundraising campaign, and we raised enough money to buy them a boat. But one thing that we didn't realize, in the afternoon when it's low tide, a boat is kind of useless. You can't just give whatever you think they need. You have to really find out what their needs are. So it's really a learning process, and it's becoming sort of a relationship. Social media is helping us connect with places that face challenges that we've never even heard of. Now we're looking at a holistic way on how to help them, by helping the high school graduates secure some scholarships from the State College of Marine Science and Technology to get out of poverty and improve the quality of life in the community. By building them a boat, we've never realized that they would create a ripple effect to understand each other and build a relationship with them